Let's make a jitterbug. I'm sure you know what they are. I used to have them as a kid. I think I've still got one in my tackle box. It's not in very good shape though. It's got a double face spoon on it. Don't know exactly how they're made, but we'll make one and see if it works the same. If I remember correctly, it was about that size. This is 2.5 inches. Don't want to make it too big. I know it's got to float pretty good. It's top water lure. I've got it marked out on this piece of cedar because, well, cedar's a pretty good wood to make baits with. I prefer pine, but cedar's second best. But it's a little bit thicker. It's from a piece of cedar deck board, and a little bit thicker gives me a little more opportunity to make it a little more shapely, a little rounder by doing that. It's all cut out and shaped this way. I'm going to round it off on the belt sander, as I tend to be doing lately. I'm doing things freehand. I'm not even going to mark the taper on it because it's not tapered like a fish. It's a little rounder, as opposed to being flat with a nose taper and a tail taper. It'd be kind of tapered all around. I can seem to do it better by eye than just making lines. I tend not to follow the lines anyway. I just do it until it looks symmetrical to me. So here goes. Well, we've got it down to almost a finished product. It's going to take some work with regular sandpaper now, but it is super symmetrical from my viewpoint anyway, and I usually manage to be pretty accurate with that by eye. You'll notice the flat spot on the front. That's the space for the double spooned blade on the front, and this is going to float pretty good. I do have to weight it so it stays upright, and I think since there'll be a little weight on the front with the spoon, I think I'll need to put the weight rear of center. Okay, some more sanding. I've got this piece of aluminum plate, and I've marked out a rectangle that I'm going to cut out, and then I'll round the corners off. Now, a real jitterbug, the metal has a little cup to it, but I don't have the ability to do that. If I had a huge ball bearing, I could put it in a vise and maybe do that. But I think these will just have to be bent, and it'll have to do that way. Hopefully it'll work the same way. Okay, I've cut this piece of aluminum to I think what is the right shape, and I bent it. And now it's time to just polish it up a little bit. It's polished down. I have a hole drilled in the center for a small stainless steel screw. I am planning on putting one stainless steel screw in the center and epoxying this on. I think the epoxy would actually hold it. Well, all the holes are drilled, the eyes are in there, it's shaped up pretty good. Time to seal it. And I think I'm going to do this with a little super glue. And let me get my wood palette here. Otherwise, it can make a mess. I'm going to mix up a little epoxy now to put the eye loops in and to cover the hole on the lead. Trying to draw a painting pattern that I can cut out to put on that lure. I want it to be sort of amphibian-like. We'll see. And then I'll want it to go down around the sides a little bit, so I'll belly this out, because this is just the outline of the back. This is going to take a while. I'll be back when it's done. Well, here's the pattern, and it's got some little like frog spots with two lateral lines, and it will fit, I hope, right over the bait like this when I go to spray it. If you go online, you can find these color mixers, and I'm looking for a kind of a frog color, kind of a mossy color. I have some light greens and just a standard green, so I'm going to have to mix my own. So I'll start off with a green, and if I put a black in, I get something close. When you're mixing colors, particularly in artwork, you try to avoid blacks if you can. Here's a blue, and then I'll add a black in. Oh, that's more like it. What happens if I put another blue in? No, it's too blue. How about another green? So I think kind of an even mixture of blue, green, and black. Although in reality, I know I'll have to put a lot less black, so I'll be careful with that. We'll see how that goes. The eyes are going to be a little tricky. I'm going to start off with some of this pearl lime as a base. And I'm making 3 pair. Don't think I'll ever need to use them again, but hopefully by making 3 sets of them, I can find at least 2 eyes that I like. Now, I'm going to try, before they dry, to kind of ruddy them up a little bit. And I'm thinking that maybe some gold might do it. I don't always start off with a base coat of white, but I think this would be the best choice. I'm going to start off with a little gold along the sides. And this is pearl lime. Okay, I've got that mixture of green and blue and just barely a touch of black. It's kind of what it looks like. So it's a mossy green, hopefully. So let's see what we can do here. a little bit of pearl white on the underbelly, but not too much, because it really should almost be green. Now, I really want to try to get a yellow ring outside of the black pupil. So I'm going to take the back of this drill, take the excess paint off. Okay, let's try for the pupil. I don't think these are going to be my best eyes I ever made, but well, instead of having more green than black, I've got more black than green here for the spots. But my template is torn a little bit here, so I'm going to have to be careful how I do it and do it in pieces, I guess. And I'm going to brighten it up with a little bit of pearl lime. And it'll soften the outlines of the spots too. I've never made a frog pattern before. This isn't great, but like I said, I've never done one before. Get the eyes on eventually, and put a little bit of, I think, gold fleck in the UV resin for the final coat. And I think that might make a little bit of a difference. The eyes are ready for their corneas. UV resin. And it's time to mix up some more epoxy to put the front plate on and the last loop, eye loop. When you weren't looking, I put a few light green accent colors on. Don't know if it's looking better that way or not, but what the heck. Okay, time for the UV resin, and I'm going to put a tiny bit of gold glitter in here. Well, there it is. Haven't put it in the water yet. I'm about to go down and do that. Not the most natural looking thing, but it was just kind of a freehand frog. So it's time to weigh it. So the weight isn't quite 3/4 of an ounce, 0.67. It was a windy, choppy, blustery day. Not a great day to go check out a topwater lure. It did pop back and forth, not as much as I would have liked. I think I'll take it upstairs and kind of bend the ears over a little bit to act more like a wobbler. But best time to try this is when I can find myself some a weeded area and some calm water, I think. This is not the day for it.